So today we're making every Barcelona player sign a lifetime contract with Barcelona. So here's how it's going to work. As you can see, I've given every player in Barcelona a really long contract, which means they can't leave or even retire. They are forced to stay. But Barcelona also can't sign any new players, so they will be stuck with this team for a very long time. But the goal here is to win at least 20 trophies, and we get 10 seasons to complete this challenge with. That might sound difficult, especially because we can't sign any players. But Barcelona has a very good young squad that can grow a lot. Ter Stegen is old, so he will drop in a few years, but they have Joan Garcia, who's only 24 years old and has a potential of 89. Balde has a potential of 87. Pau Cubarsí with a potential of 88. Koundé with a potential of 89. Pedri with a crazy potential of 93. Gavi with 89, which is also really good. Even Fermin, who's on the bench, has 87 potential. And then, of course, Lamine Yamal with his insane 95 potential. And yes, I will be putting development plans on every single player so that they will grow. But I think it's very safe to say that this Barcelona team overall has a lot of potential. The only position I'm really worried about is the striker, because we don't have a good backup for Lewandowski, but we'll see what we figure out along the way. For now, let's just simulate the first season and see if Barcelona can start it off with some trophies already. So in season 1, Barcelona does actually win the La Liga. That's a very good start. But they lost the Supercopa final to Atletico Madrid. That's unlucky. And they can't win the Copa de España either. And they did make it to the Champions League final, but just lost it to Bayern Munich on penalties. Yeah, that's really not great at all. But they end the first season with 1 trophy, so we still need 19 more in the next 9 seasons. So we're now at season 2, and as you can see, our team has already had some insane growth. Our goalkeeper Garcia has reached his potential already. Koundé is at 89 and Pau Cubarsí is at 86 together with Balde. Even Pedri and Lamine Yamal at 92 both. It's already looking amazing. We did lose Rashford because he was only here on loan, but we did gain a few other loans who returned, such as Inaki Peña, and also Ansu Fati, who I feel like we can get to grow a little. But as you can see, Lewandowski is just getting older and older, so he will probably drop a lot this season, and we don't have any other strikers, so I will play this tactical. I will be putting Ferran Torres' development plan on striker so that he can hopefully train to be a striker. It does say it'll take 284 weeks, so maybe it's not the best idea, but for Ansu Fati, it'll only take 46 weeks. So you know what? I'll actually try to make Ansu Fati our new striker and maybe even rescue his career a little. But for now, let's just see if this team can grow even more and maybe win a few more trophies here in the second season. And Barcelona actually finishes second in the league behind Real Madrid by 1 point as well. That's just very unlucky. They couldn't even win the Supercopa, but they did actually win the Copa de España at least, but lost in the Champions League semi-finals to Manchester City. So after the second season, they now have 2 trophies out of the 20. Yeah, it's really not going as we had hoped for, but at least most of our team is still growing. Joan Garcia is now 90, Rafinha has reached 91, and Lamine Yamal is up to 94 now. That defense is also really beginning to look solid. It's probably the best defense in the world by now. But Lewandowski has also really begun to drop in rating. He's only 81 rated now. Let's see if Ansu Fati has trained enough to become a striker, and he has completed it, so we can officially now make him a striker. He still won't be starting over Lewandowski yet, because Lewandowski is still better for now, but probably from next season on. Anyways, we need to win more trophies. 1 trophy a season is not enough, so let's see if we can win some more trophies this season. And Barcelona is back to winning the La Liga, which is great to see. They even win the Supercopa, but can't win the Copa de España or even the Champions League. But at least they won 2 trophies this season, which is better than 1. So we're in the 4th season now, and the team just keeps on improving. Expect our striker, of course, but it's officially now time for Ansu Fati to move up. He will become our new striker. Can Ansu Fati take on this role for Barcelona and become their new best striker? This will be an interesting little project, but let's just simulate this 4th season and see how they do. So we're now at the end of the 4th season, and still you haven't subscribed? Actually, that's good, because if I reach 400,000 before the end of the year, then I will do a face reveal, which I really don't want to do. So actually don't subscribe. Anyways, Barcelona is back to 2nd place. That's not good. They did win the Supercopa, but couldn't win the Copa de España, and they lost in the Champions League semi-finals yet again. So they're only on 5 trophies so far. The team grows and grows. I don't understand how this team isn't winning winning more trophies, because almost our whole starting 11 is now over 90 rated, except Araujo and of course Ansu Fati. But Ansu Fati is actually growing. Hopefully his growth can accelerate this next season. But let's just simulate the season and see if Barcelona can win more than one trophy this season. So we're now at the end of the 5th season. And on a side note, first look at Ansu Fati. He's actually popping off now. That's really good to see. But anyways, Barcelona did win the La Liga, so that's good. But no Supercopa for them this time. But they did win the Copa de España. So 2 trophies so far again. But they lost in the Champions League round of 16. Bro, please just win it for once. Just once. We're only on 7 trophies so far halfway through. That's just not good enough. We still need around 13 more in the second half of this challenge. And take a look at this team. Bro, it's genuinely incredible in every single position. Rafinha has begun dropping a little in rating, which is never good to see. But it looks like Ansu Fati has really adapted to that striker position. And the rest of the team is also just growing. So surely we can also grow a lot in trophies won. Well, hopefully. But let's just simulate the 6th season and see how we do now. Barcelona gets 3rd this time. That's literally the worst placement of the whole video so far. They did win the Supercopa though this time, but no Copa de España for them. Oh my god, I don't actually believe it. They've actually finally won the Champions League in an El Clasico final as well. That's crazy. But that now puts us on 9 trophies in total. But we've reached that point where a few players are now beginning to drop in rating. That's not a good sign. It's mostly only Rafinha and De Jong, and we have good replacements for them in the bench, so there's nothing really to worry about there. But Lamine Yamal has now reached 97. He genuinely might get to 99 by the end of this. But that's not what's important here. What's important is to simulate Season 7 and see if this is our chance of winning 3 trophies now that we're also playing in the UEFA Super Cup. So let's just simulate the 7th season to see. So Barcelona wins the La Liga. That's a good start. They weren't in the Super Cup, but they did win the Copa de España. Okay, 2 trophies so far. They even won the UEFA Super Cup. That's already 3 trophies in this season. Can we make it 4 with the Champions League? No, we can't. They couldn't win it back to back. But that now brings us up to 12 trophies. And we have 3 seasons left. So that's 2 trebles and a double we need to win. Sounds really difficult, and it definitely will be. But it's also not impossible at all. All we need is 1 really good season. And looking at our team, we definitely need that good season as soon as possible before all our players drop in rating. But Lamine Yamal is now on 98, only 1 rating off of 99. I think he definitely will reach it. But let's just simulate Season 8 now. And Barcelona wins the La Liga again. They also win the Supercopa and even the Copa de España. This is great, but they lost in the Champions League semi-finals. But that's another 3 trophies won. So that means we only need 5 more trophies in the last 2 seasons. But we need to hope our team doesn't decline too much. Araujo is beginning to go down, and so is Koundé and Dani Olmo. And Rafinha is also really falling off now, but the team is still great overall. Let's see if we can get another treble here in Season 9. Barcelona with yet another La Liga title. They did also win the Supercopa again, but no, they couldn't win the Copa de España. But wait, oh my god. They've actually won the Champions League. So that's still a treble, which means in the final season, we literally only need 2 more trophies. Bro, that should be possible. We should be able to do it, especially with this final team. Lamine never got to be 99, which is sad to see. But it's good to see we did end up reviving Ansu Fati's career. But there's only one thing left to do, and that's just to simulate this final season and see if we have actually completed this challenge. So we're now at the end of the final season, the moment of truth. Let's see how they've done. Barcelona wins the La Liga. That's a good start. So we only need 1 more trophy. And there we go. They've won the Supercopa. But they actually lost the Copa de España and also the Champions League final, so we barely completed it. That was lucky, but we've done it. Barcelona won 20 trophies without selling or buying any players in 10 seasons. What team do you want me to try this with next?